Live Letter 27 was rather interesting, to say the least. A few notable changes here and there. They showed off some dungeons, the new Midas raid, a few quality of life changes, tank damage calculation changes, Materia system, and a new PvP mode known as the Feast. The Feast, along with the mentoring system, the Orchestrion, Materia changes which were covered in the previous live letter, exploratory missions will not be covered in this video to save some time, but all the sources will be in the description box down below if you ever wish to read about them. The title of patch 3.2 is the Gears of Change, and the release date, like many of us have speculated correctly, will be the 23rd of February. And here's an alternative artwork for the title featuring Minfilia. First of all, the new dummy training areas. Here we can see Yoshi P being an incredibly newbie black mage on one of the new dummy trials. The aim is to defeat the dummy within the time limit, which in this case is 3 minutes. You may or may not be able to see a very slight change to the icons of certain skills in this rather blurry image, but we'll go into that later on. There are 3 dummies, Stone, Sky and Sea, with each one having their own little challenges representing different difficulty levels. There will be both tank and DPS dummy challenges, but no word on the healing dummy as of yet. They're unsure on how to balance it, however healers are more than welcome to try out a DPS challenge. Next, balances to the damage calculation on tanks. Personally, this is something that I find, I don't know how to eloquently express this into coherent sentences without using foul language. I'll probably make a video about this showing you guys the problems and the numbers, but for now let's just stick with the facts. Firstly, Vitality now affects the potency of physical attacks for tanks. Because of this, the effect of strength on physical potency on tanks will also be nerfed to balance these two stats out. So yes, for those of you who just want to stack Vit, well, you're very welcome to do so, and most likely both strength and vitality will be balanced out so they affect damage calculations of the tanks similarly. Speaking of tanks, there are also some other job changes coming to these 3 jobs. Each job's defensive traits will be receiving adjustments, and a Paladin's Oath stances will also be receiving an overhaul. An Astrologian's Shuffle ability will not only be receiving a name change, but the new effect will not allow you to draw the same card twice in a row. Additionally, there will be changes to the Astrologian's Enmity, or something like that. The Machinist will be receiving a slight damage increase to its sustained DPS, and the Bard's Warden's Paeon will be adjusted. There are also very small changes to the Black Mage's Umbral and Astral durations, along with some additional changes for other jobs which will be listed in the 3.2 patch notes, and adjustments at the rate which our limit break gauge fills up. We're also getting some NAF Beast Tribe dailies. Similarly to the Vanu Vanu dailies, the difficulty of these quests will be adjusted based on your level, giving you increased experience and rewards. The Vanu Vanu mount is also some form of insect or bug which can fly and it's green and it looks kinda cool. Next up, the new dungeons and raids. Firstly, the Anti-Tower. And then we have the Lost City of Amdapur hard mode. And let's not forget Alexander Midas information. Both normal and savage modes will be implemented at the same time. Treasure coffers will drop token items which can be exchanged for equipment. 1 reward can be obtained from each area once per week. Alexander Midas can be challenged as often as you like, regardless of whether or not you've obtained your reward. As for Midas Savage, progress will be recorded. Treasure coffers will drop equipment. Players who have not cleared an area will also be able to obtain equipment tokens for each area each week, and the number of treasure coffers that appear will vary depending on the number of players who have already completed the area for that week. Essentially, the loot distribution of Alexander Midas has not changed whatsoever from the Alexander Gordias. And here's some pictures of what Midas actually looks like. The new Primal is called Sephirot, the Fiend, not to be confused with Sephiroth from Final Fantasy VII. Sephirot will drop new weapons and was also designed by the same person who originally designed Titan, so it's pretty obvious we'll be falling off the platform at some stage. Sephirot also does not play a part in the main scenario, which is very new for Primal, as nearly all of them have been in the main scenario in some shape or form. Here's a picture of the new Sephirot Paladin sword, as well as a machinist with the new Primal weapon and a set of gear from Alexander Midas. We're also getting a number of new crafting recipes for high item level crafting equipment that can be used to challenge raids early, recipes for equipment similar in design to High Allegan that can be dyed, various cosmetic equipment recipes for glamour equipment equipable by all classes, and much more, and additional items that can be purchased with red scripts will be added in a hotfix on the 25th of February, which will coincide with the weekly red scripts cap reset. Allegan Tomestones of Lore will be added to the game. As a result, Allegan Tomestones of Soldiery will be removed, Laws will no longer be obtainable, the weekly restriction on Allegan Tomestones of Esoterics will be removed, and Allegan Tomestones of Lore can be converted into Allegan Tomestones of Esoterics. Because of this, I assume the Anima Relic items which were purchasable with Laws will now be purchasable with Esoterics, like they've done for every single previous patch with the old relic. Other updates: it will be possible to queue for duty roulette as a party. Teleport history tab will be added to make quick access to recent Aetherites. Expansion to the idling camber and group pose features. The recast animation will be improved, and a setting to display the recast time in numbers will be added. And that pretty much covers everything in this live letter. As I've mentioned in the beginning of this video, there are a few things I have not covered, but you're more than welcome to read through the sources that are in the description box down below. I look forward to reading all your comments about both this patch and the video itself. As always guys, thank you for watching, take care, and I'll see you all next time.